spot. With this being my first YouTube video, I decided to give you guys a digital drawing instead of a normal traditional drawing. And for this digital drawing, I decided to give you guys the geisha and the phoenix. For me, this means the rebirth of beauty, because the phoenix is rising from the ashes that are in the geisha's hands and greeting her and thanking her for being such a gentle soul and helping it with its rebirth through her tears. Typically when I'm drawing, I am very indecisive. I don't know why. I'm always erasing things and just making constant mistakes and moving things. You'll see that a lot in this video where I delete and just move things around, making sure that I actually like what's coming out on the page. I recently got into the iPad Pro, which is why I am digitally drawing, because it is screen recording my drawing right now. I love this new Sketchbook app. I don't use Procreate or anything like that. I just use a simple $6 app that I use on the iPad Pro called the Sketchbook. Now this app is just amazing, and I just love how the colors just pop on this, and I love how you can just put multiple layers and just like go in with the intricate details that you normally can with the $20 Procreation app. I just want to let you guys know that you don't have to buy the $20 app. You can just get the Sketchbook app. This is not a sponsored video, and it's only $6, and you have all the brushes that are included on the side, and then much more. Now originally I wanted the geisha to have an umbrella behind her because I really love the umbrellas that they use, but you'll see later on in the video that I ended up deleting that idea and sticking with just having the ashes in her hands and having the tears flow from her face. Now to tell you a little bit about myself. My name is Leslie, and Evangeline is the origin name from both of my guinea pigs, Eden and Angel, put together into one name. I normally do traditional drawing, but recently I've been doing the digital drawing because I heard from a lot of people that the iPad Pro was such a great device to do digital drawing on. I've tried many digital drawing apps and Wacom's and stuff, and so far this is like the best one that I've had yet. I just love how easily accessible, and I can just take it around with me without having to take a big computer or a bunch of art supplies with me. I can just draw on the go and make videos as I wish and please. If you guys are interested, I have an Instagram that has a lot of my drawings on there. It shows my progress, and I tend to post there on a regular basis, just of my drawings, not of my personal life. If you guys are ever interested in my little personal life, I do plan on doing some weekly vlogs, and please leave the like button if you do want to actually see a little bit into my life, and let me know if you actually want to see more drawings, because I'm actually interested in how many people are really interested in seeing me draw. Now onto the small little intricate pieces that I call the little flowers. Now these took forever, but it was definitely worth it in the end. I could zoom in and just do the little flowers as much as I wanted, and I ended up liking it a lot. I absolutely love designing kimonos and looking up different designs for them and combining them all into one dress. See, I was looking at 3 dresses all at one time, and they all had these little flowers on them, so I was like, hey, why not? And then there was actually one that looked like a galaxy, and you'll see by the end I'm done with these flowers, I try to do that. I'm really sorry about the all of a sudden change in music throughout the video. I'm still learning how to use this editing app, and it's pretty hard. I never knew how much time and effort it goes into editing videos, and now that I do, I'm just like, oh, okay, that's why. So I hope you guys enjoy it, even though there's a lot of stops and like abrupt stops into the music. Here comes the galaxy, you guys. I think I did an okay job with it, you know? I'm still working on it. I'm still learning about the whole digital drawing. I recently got this pad about a month ago. So hopefully I will grow in the digital drawing and, you know, progress. I'm about to do a big bloop in 3, 2, 1, blop. This was me going back and forth from the app to my original screen. For some odd reason, my eraser was on the highest setting it could possibly be, so when I tried to erase, it just booped all over the place. Just like that. Now this is where I was having a really rough time, like with the opacity and everything, because for some odd reason everything was coming up overlapping, and I was trying to fix it. A lot of the areas where the kimono was with the blue, it was going into the hand, and I was really trying to figure out what was happening. And now this is where I do the umbrella that I end up deleting an hour into making it, because I didn't like how it was turning out, and I was really upset because it took an hour, and I was like, are you serious? I should have tried to make it work, but I didn't really want to make it work. It was just not working with me, so I was just like, if you're not gonna work with me, I'm gonna delete you. So I ended up deleting it in the end. Now onto the ashes of the phoenix. I didn't know whether I wanted to make it red like the phoenix or if I wanted to make it gray like normal ashes, but I decided to go with the red because I figure if phoenix were to die, they would have red ashes instead of normal gray ashes because they are on fire and the ashes would be hot. I tend not to be very good at hands, so I try to make it look as much like a hand as I possibly can, with shading and with the wrinkles and everything else, so I apologize if they kind of look like sausages. Here's where I make her tears look more like tears instead of blue lines on her face. I'm just adding some highlights to them so that way it actually looks like trickling water down her face. And then I go back to the flowers and try to add more details to them. I ended up just sticking with something simple because I wasn't really feeling it for the flowers. I don't know why, it's just the flowers were just not with me. You ever have those days where you're like, oh, I want to draw this, and then it's like, oh, well, guess what? You can't draw this. And now I'm going in, trying to add some highlights to her hair, but I decided not to do that. Oh, here we go. The umbrella again. Oh, I wish I could go back in time and be like, Leslie, just stop. Just stop. I was gonna originally cut this part, but I decided that I wanted it to be a clean, uncut version of me drawing this. I didn't want you guys see the sketch and be like, oh, what happened to the umbrella, and then have me be like, oh yeah, I cut it out. I don't want to be one of those types of people, but if you do enjoy not seeing the whole process, just let me know in the comments below and I'll try to do my best in cutting out the bits and pieces that you guys don't want to see. And for the moment of truth where I erase the entire umbrella, I actually really enjoy it without the umbrella because it actually really enhances the fact that, you know, the geisha and the phoenix are together, and you know, the phoenix is thanking the geisha for bringing it back to life. And I think the umbrella would have taken away from that being so intricately detailed and everything else. Now this is the part where I try to figure out where the second hand is going to go since it's not holding the umbrella. I didn't know if I wanted to put it right next to the ashes or if I wanted to put it on the side where you can't see it. But this is where I actually take a lot of time and try to figure out where I want the hand, and I ended up deciding just to put it right next to it and just went from there. I realized after merging that, you know, my lines had gone away. I was like, are you serious? So I will remember that for next time. Do not merge the pictures together. Just leave them all on a separate thing and just deal with it. I don't know why, but I have a thing where I don't like things to be separate. I like them all to be together into one thing. But if I were to do that again, I need to remember to outline it instead of just leaving it as it was. Originally, I was going to have the phoenix coming out of the ashes and just flying away, but then I come back later and decide that I actually want it facing towards the geisha to actually thank her for bringing it back to life, knowing that she helped him come out of the ashes and be reborn. I had to look up a lot of bird poses to figure out where the wings were gonna go. I tend to have a problem with drawing anatomy of animals, so I had a lot of references up of birds flying in that general direction. I had a really hard time drawing this phoenix. I was about to give up, but I pushed through it. Instead of going in right away while I was angry, I just touched up the geisha and made her a little bit more shaded and put a little bit more details in her ears and her eyelashes, and actually added this earring to actually pull the piece a little bit more together so that way it didn't look like she was just some random geisha. And now I go back to drawing the face of the phoenix, which I ended up liking in the end, but then I ended up fixing it at the end because its head ended up being too big. I love with this app that you can just move things to your heart's content and you don't have to be stuck to one idea. As if you were traditionally drawing, you'd have to be stuck to that idea until you got to like a Photoshop or, just redraw the whole thing after you've already sketched it in and, your paper is already all flappy and you're just like, oh, now I have to redraw this whole thing. But with this app, you can just go in and just move to your heart's content and the paper doesn't, what is it called? It's like coming up and it's so wrinkly and gross. You guys know what I'm talking about. With this app, if you zoom in too much, you can actually go into the sketchbook, and I kept doing that. I kept squeezing my fingers too much and then going into the app and then coming out of it, and I'm really sorry. I just don't know how to cut that out yet, and hopefully through trial and error I'll figure it out and you guys will have more flowing videos. Now I'm trying to figure out where I want to put its little flaily things that I have on its head. I found this really beautiful phoenix reference picture and it had like these beautiful little tendrils coming off of its head and I didn't know where to put them because it's flying away. And I ended up going with having it near its wings because it is flying away, so its little tendrils wouldn't be down low and hanging, it would actually be up with the wings. Okay, so coming up, I'm actually trying to move the eyeball and not the entire line art of the phoenix. As you see right there, I'm just trying to figure out how to put it back together again. And I ended up coming back to it and I was like, okay, good. I didn't lose the entire line art or I had to restart the entire picture or at least undo it to the point where I had to redraw some bits of it. Now we're coming to the meticulous detail of the tail. I wanted it to be super feathery and flowy, and it just came together very nicely with the rest of the phoenix. I ended up going back into the phoenix and making her more feathery. I know I keep switching between he and she, but you guys decide whether it's a male or a female. Coming to the end of this video, I'd like to say thank you guys so much for watching, and please subscribe and like if you do love it. And if you guys are interested, go on to the Instagram that I have linked down below. And please forever be yourselves and dream big. I hope you have a marvelous day.